I felt like I had to protect myself from being hurt from people that I love. But I couldn't figure out how I was gonna make it. The rule, she was like, treat people how you want to be treated. And that is always how I think about it.
Word on the street is that Alicia Keys didn't just throw shade, she straight up accused Lala Anthony of secretly being engaged to her husband, Swizz Beatz. And this wasn't whispered in some quiet corner. Listen to this interview where Alicia says that intimacy is the key role in a healthy relationship.
We live in the world of social media, Instagram. For some reason, I always tell Gil, everybody on here got all this advice about fucking relationships, but nobody married, nobody got successful. What is the ingredients to keeping that love alive, to staying together, and to having successful marriage? What is the ingredients?
You have to have really amazing sex.
That's it.
See, I told you. I told you.
That's it.
I told you if you ain't fucking the level off.
I see where this is going today.
No, Swizz. No, let it go. Don't say nothing, cuz. Finish this up.
So I think that you definitely have to really know how to treat the person that you love, and you have to satisfy them on multiple levels. You have to satisfy them physically, it's true. You have to satisfy them emotionally. You have to be able to find each other in emotional space too.
Is that all she cares about? Maybe the reason she likes it so much is because her husband is out practicing on every other girl in Hollywood. Alicia allegedly made it loud enough for the world to hear, and suddenly, what used to be a low-key rumor exploded into a firestorm of speculation, accusations, and messy receipts. But here's the catch. The deeper you dig, the less this feels like a sudden outburst, and the more it looks like a years-long chess game full of secret moves, hidden players, and shocking betrayals. So was Lala really living a double life? Or has somebody been pulling strings this whole time, letting the drama simmer until it finally boiled over? Because when you connect the dots, old photos, cryptic captions, late night meetups, the picture that emerges is way messier than anyone expected. The internet nearly broke when Alicia allegedly called out Lala, putting her name front and center in a scandal nobody was ready for. It wasn't some vague shade or subtle lyric. It was bold, director, and very intentional. Overnight, fans weren't just side-eyeing Alicia's marriage. They were side-eyeing her entire inner circle. And as soon as Alicia dropped that bomb, people started digging. Every old photo, every tweet, every interaction that once seemed harmless suddenly looked suspicious. And that's when the whispers became a storm. But here's the twist. This wasn't the first time the Lala Swizz connection had people talking. Long before the so-called secret engagement blew up, fans had noticed something strange about Lala and Swizz. Lingering looks, too close conversations, energy that felt more than just friendly. At events where Alicia and Swizz were openly showing PDA, there were claims that Lala and Swizz seemed to be in their own little bubble nearby. People brushed it off at the time. But now, those same moments are being pulled back up as evidence that the fire had been burning long before the smoke appeared. And it didn't stop there. Cryptic captions, late night sightings, and even fan-edited clips all started resurfacing, making it clear this wasn't some random rumor born out of nowhere. But the real drama started when Swizz had to play defense. The first time whispers of an affair between Swizz and Lala went public, it was chaos. Blogs ran wild, social media spun into frenzy, and even radio personalities jumped into the mix. One of the most shocking claims came from radio host Miss Jones, who said she received a direct message from someone inside Swizz's own circle, insisting Lala was deeply in love with him, even though he allegedly wasn't leaving Alicia. Swizz, of course, wasn't having it. He clapped back with his infamous knock it the F off comment, blasting it out for the whole internet to see. But denial wasn't the only card he played, because around the same time, he doubled down with love bombing. For Alicia's birthday, he dropped a jaw-dropping $300,000 Maybach, so extravagant it took months to arrive. On the surface, it looked like a grand romantic gesture, but now, looking back, fans can't help but wonder, was it really love or was it damage control? And it didn't stop with cars. Swizz hit the studio, collaborating on remixes that poured praise on Alicia's artistry and even called her the R&B Rosa Parks. It looked like a man obsessed with proving his loyalty, but fans are rethinking those moves. What once looked like adoration now feels like distraction. Like every big romantic gesture was carefully timed to pull attention away from what might have been happening behind the scenes with Lala. And just when people thought they had the story story figured out, another twist arrived. The internet caught fire again, with claims that Swizz fathered a child outside of his marriage. The story only got messier when some said it wasn't Lala, but another woman entirely, a so-called mystery white girl. Social media lost its mind. Some believed it, others called it a cover-up. A conspiracy even formed that this other woman story was just a smokescreen to keep Lala's name out of the headlines. Suddenly, what looked like one affair spiraled into a full-blown web of secrets. And if you think this is deja vu, you're not wrong. Because let's not forget, Swizz Beatz and Alicia Keys' own love story began in controversy. Back in 2010, Swizz finalized his divorce from Mashonda Tefrere, who claimed she was blindsided by the split and even accused Alicia of knowingly being with Swizz while he was still married. Fans have never forgotten that. And now, with Lala in the picture, the internet is saying karma finally came full circle. How you get them is how you lose them started trending in the comments. And as the past began colliding with the present, Alicia allegedly reached a breaking point. Now here's where things get real, because according to multiple whispers, Alicia Keys isn't just mad, she's ready to make moves. The word is, she's preparing to file for divorce. And the reason isn't just jealousy or suspicion. Nope, this time there are allegedly receipts. Sources say the situation got dragged into court and a paternity test came back confirming that Swizz fathered a child outside their marriage. Imagine that for a second. 15 years of building a life together, sharing a blended family, building this image of black love goals, and then a piece of paper lands in your lap telling you your husband has been living a double life. And the timing, that's the part that stings the most. Because while Alicia and Swizz were busy posting their glossy 15 years of magic anniversary photos, smiling, holding hands, writing captions about love and partnership, if the rumors are true, Alicia may have already known about the test results, which makes those anniversary posts look less like celebration and more like a cover-up. Fans are shook at the thought. One person wrote online, "She probably had that paperwork in her purse while she was smiling for those pics." That's PR level poker face right there. And honestly, they might be right. Because when you think about it, Alicia has always been meticulous about how her image is presented. The soulful singer, the activist, the wife, the mother, but behind the curtain, it might have been falling apart the whole time. And let's be real, this isn't just a personal betrayal, this is a public unraveling. Because Alicia and Swizz weren't just a couple, they were a brand. They hosted events, invested in art, showed up as a power pair at fashion galas, and gave off that aura of untouchable success. If the divorce rumors are true, then that brand doesn't just crack, it shatters. But here's the kicker. Alicia allegedly isn't just walking away in silence. People close to the situation are whispering that she's tired of playing the smiling wife role, tired of keeping up appearances, and that this divorce, if it happens, will be her way of taking the narrative back. Almost like saying, I went along with the fairy tale for years, but I'm not playing this game anymore. And if you're wondering what that means for Lala, oh, it gets even juicier. Because if Alicia really files, that could open the door for Lala to slide right into the position of fiancé, maybe even wife number 2. Which leaves us asking, was Alicia's divorce move about heartbreak or about cutting Lala off before she could steal the spotlight completely? Because let's be honest, celebrity divorces aren't just about love. They're about power, money, custody, reputation, and legacy. And if Alicia knows her story is about to get rewritten by gossip blogs, maybe she decided to write the ending herself before someone else did. But here's what's wild. If Alicia does divorce Swizz over a paternity test, that means the engagement rumors about Lala might just be the tip of the iceberg. The side pieces, the secret flings, the distractions, they all start to paint a picture of a marriage that was already cracked long before this latest scandal hit. And that leaves Alicia in a position that no brand, no photo op, no anniversary caption can fix, deciding whether to protect the family image or blow it all up and start fresh. And honestly, if she does walk away, it's not just the end of a marriage, it's the end of an empire. This is where it gets wild. If Alicia really files for divorce, does Lala step out of the shadows and into the spotlight? Does the secret engagement go public as the real deal? Because depending on how you look at it, this could either be a love story, years in the making, or a chaotic mess of betrayals, distractions, and bad timing. Fans are split. Some say Lala played the long game, carefully distracting the public with side stories until the truth finally came out. Others believe it's all just coincidence and drama spiraling out of control. Either way, it leaves Alicia Keys Keys standing at the center of a storm that feels eerily familiar. So here we are, a legendary marriage shaken by accusations of betrayal, public clapbacks, secret engagements, and even paternity test drama. Alicia Keys didn't just accuse Lala Anthony, she pulled the curtain back on years of rumors, history, and chaos that's been simmering beneath the surface. And whether you see this as karma, strategy, or just messy coincidence, one thing's for sure. This isn't just celebrity gossip. It's a story about love, power, and the truth eventually catching up. But now the question falls on you. Was this years in the making, or just fate playing out in the ugliest way possible? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And trust me, the next chapter of this tea is coming soon. Be sure to subscribe to What's News for more drama and a load more gossip